happy Saturday, happy holidays. Whenever you happen to be on, my name is Tianna, and this is our yoga practice, our Saturday morning flow. But whenever you happen to be on and happen to be on watching us, I'm so glad that you're here. We're getting ready to get started with our flow, all right? So, for this flow, we're going to take it back to the basics and we're going to do a sun salutation flow. So maybe you're familiar with sun salutations, sun salutation A and B, also known in the Sanskrit Surya Namaskar A and B. We're going to get started with those basics, all right? But of course, we have to pick our intention word and then we have to have our shout out. So let's do our intention word. Yesterday it was shine, and that is one of my favorite words. I'm not gonna lie. I do have one other word that's in here that I absolutely love, and shout out to Melanin Queen Creative for these beautiful intention words. You can also, they make great gifts, so you can get your own intention words from Melanin Queen Creative as well. All right, we got our word. Ah, and this one coming down to the end of the year, I'm not gonna lie, this one's a real one. Today's intention word is accept. As we come down to the end of the year and we're reflecting, there are some things that we just gotta accept. We gotta accept people for who they are. We have to accept the world for what it is. And sometimes we have to accept when we just can't make change. And we have to accept ourselves for how we are. And we're gonna accept this practice for how it is today. All right? Twitch, hello, happy Saturday to my moderator. Good morning, hate comes with the plate. Facts, right? Facts, all day. We gotta accept. And when we accept people for how they are, it just, to me, it sets the expectation. And I'm gonna say that real for me because I'm like, all right, I already know what to expect. I accept you for who you are. I'm not trying to change you. I get it. So I'm going to deal with you accordingly. So let's get started with our practice. Thank you so much to my moderator for putting the intention word in there. We're trying to make it festive. We got a little bit of holiday lo-fi, Christmas lo-fi, and I will let you know. I've always been digging this lo-fi for the past 2 years or so, but I'm so glad they got a Christmas one. Shout out to Epidemic Sound. All right, we're gonna get started. Gonna make sure that I have this handy, and let's go ahead and have a nice little seat. Get comfortable in whatever way that looks for you. Let's bring ourselves and our awareness to our body, to our breath. Maybe this seat is a little uncomfortable, accept it. And maybe you need to spread yourself out. Maybe you need to put yourself on a block. Whatever position you are today, accept it, come as you are. Let's relax those shoulders as best we can. Bring that awareness to the breath. Let's take an inhale in through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, let it out. If that felt good, let's do it 2 more times. Inhale in. Exhale, blow it out. One more inhale, bring it in. Exhale, blow it out. If that was soothing, guess what? That could be your yoga practice. That's all you need. Because the breath is what gets us grounded, what gets us centered. That's yoga, uniting the breath and the body, the breath and the movement of our bodies. So as we move our body, remember, take those inhales in and those exhales out. Preferably if you can do it through the nose, that's a good way to do it. Let's try not to mouth breathe, especially that inhale, exhale through the mouth, all right? So let's bring those arms up overhead. Gaze up towards your hands. On that exhale, let's hinge it forward. Take it down. And I'm going to come onto my mat. Let's bring it down. Give it a rock from side to side. Let's walk those hands to the right side of our mat. So this might be my left, your right. Let's see here. Are we going to the right side on here? Is this your right? And then over to the opposite side. and then gently back to center, noticing if you can come down a little bit more. If not, accept it, don't worry. And let's gently bring it right back up to center. We're going to take that foot that's in the back, take it around to the front. We're going to do that same thing. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead, gaze up, lift up through your chest. On that exhale, bring it forward. Check in with your body. Notice this side might be a little bit different. That's okay. Our bodies are not symmetric. We may feel it on that hip. We're going to take it over towards that right side. And this is my right. Is this your right? Gently back to center. And over to the opposite side. Let's gently come back to center. And let's see if we can bring ourselves forward, if we can come out of this position forward, or maybe we need to bring it back and then come to a tabletop position. But whichever way, let's come to our tabletop position. Readjust your body. If you need to put a cushion underneath of your knees, feel free to do so. Let's bring our knees to stack right underneath of our hips. Those wrists are going to stack right underneath of your shoulders, so align your body. If it's comfortable to take your fingers to extend out to the sides of your mat, you're more than welcome to do so. We're going to start our cow cats. And I say cow because we do cow first. So let's lower the belly, gaze up. We're going to open up through the throat. On that exhale, tuck the tailbone under, take the chin to chest. And reverse. And I want you to take 2 more of those at your own pace, at your own breath. Maybe you hold the pose a little longer or not. This is your practice, all right? It's a practice and not a perfect. And when you're done, let's gently begin to bring it to a tabletop position. We're going to tuck those toes underneath. I'm going to bring my fingers back towards the front. Gently shift the weight back towards my heels. Give it a rock from side to side. Lower down those forearms. Let's gaze towards our hands. Press it forward. We're going to come up to our first downward facing dog. Lift our knees. Pedal your feet. Now, this may be your first downward facing dog of your day. Give yourself the grace. Feel free to ease yourself into this flow. This sun salutation practice is going to be a repeater, so you'll be able to pick it up if you're not familiar. Let's start by bringing those heels to stillness. Shift the weight back towards the heels, gazing at the feet, then up towards the knees, bringing your chin to your chest, drawing your belly in towards your ribs, pressing away with your fingertips, lighten your wrist. Take another full cycle of breath. And let's come to our forward fold. So if your feet can't reach the hands, let's walk our hands towards our feet. Feel free to take whatever posture that feels good for you for this forward fold. Let's give it a rock from side to side. A forward fold is always nice to get yourself ready for your day. Let's bring it to stillness. Press into your feet. Let's slowly rise all the way up for an extended mountain. Bring those arms up overhead. Gaze up. Slight back bend if that's comfortable. On that exhale, let's bring our hands down. So we're going to get ready for our full sun salutation flow. Now you can always walk your hands to your feet. I'm going to do my feet to my hands and come to the top, but you're more than welcome to do what feels good for you, all right? Let's take 5. We're going to take our 5 sun salutations in Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation A, all right? So let's start that in our mountain pose, feet about hip distance, taking your hands down by your side. On that inhale, bring those arms up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Let's bring it down for a forward fold. Let's gently take our flat back. Relax your shoulders. We're going to take our hands down. For this first one, we're going to take our tabletop position. So we're going to modify here for our very first one. Feel free to flow through however you'd like to flow. And you can take that tabletop position. You can then push back to downward facing dog, or you can lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes with those hands underneath of your shoulders. Let's gently lift through the chest. Raise your head. Lower your head, tuck your toes, shift the weight back to your tabletop position, and then back to your downward facing dog. All right, that was your modification. Feel free to modify it whatever way that feels good. Let's take our forward fold, front or back of the mat. On that inhale, let's bring it all the way up. Extended mountain. If you happen to be at the back of your mat, you can join me here at the front. Exhale, forward fold. Again, hinging at the hips. Bring your hands down. Take your forward fold. In that forward fold, the weight is in the balls of our feet. Let's take our flat back. Plant the hands, we step it back. This time I'm going to step back to a push-up position or a plank position. You're welcome to modify in whatever way that feels good to you. If you're in this push-up position and you'd like to take a chaturanga, you're going to shift the weight of the balls of the feet over heel and balls of the feet will align. We're going to wrap those elbows in. Lower ourselves down. Maybe you lower yourself down halfway. Maybe you lower yourself all the way down. Untuck your toes. Let's start to gaze up towards that ceiling. If you'd like to take it full on and take a full upward facing dog, we're going to press into the tops of the feet, extend the arms, and come off the ground. And let's bring it back, flip the toes, and let's push back to our downward facing dog. Again, gazing up towards the belly, relax the shoulders. Let's take a gaze towards our hands. Come into your forward fold, front or back of the mat. Inhale, let's come all the way up. All right, you know where we're going. I gave you your modifications. You can always push back to downward facing dog instead of taking those chaturangas or tabletop. Are you ready? Forward fold, here we go. Let's take a flat back. Plant the hand, step it back, we flow it out, and however you like to flow. If you'd like to push back to downward facing dog, you're welcome to do so. I want you to flow into the practice that feels good to you. This is your practice. Accept where you are. Join me in a full cycle of breath. Gaze towards your hands. Let's go ahead and take our forward fold. And you know what? I didn't set my watch for yoga, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. At least I get the credit for now. Take your flat back and let's come all the way up. Extended mountain. If you're at the back of your mat, feel free to join me. On that exhale, let's take it down. How many do we have? Is this the last one? Keep me honest. Let's take a flat back. Plant the hand, step it back, flow it out. We flow to our downward facing dog. However you'd like to get there. Come back to your breath as you walk your gaze up towards your belly, surrendering your body towards your heels. Let's gaze towards our hands. Take that forward fold, front or back of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. All right, let's do one more. One more just like that. Exhale, forward fold. Again, you take this at your own pace, however that feels good for you. Flat back, Plant the hands, step it back. We flow however you'd like to flow. And let's come to our forward fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up. All right, let's come to our mountain pose, our Samastita Hi. If you are doing the Sanskrit and Ashtanga yoga, take a moment, come back to your breath. Give yourself a moment to ground. We're going to get into Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B. Are you ready? So let's take those feet about hip distance apart if they're not already. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to sweep our fingertips on towards the ground, and let's have a seat in our chair. As you do that, we're going to draw the navel in. Shift the weight back towards your heels. Relax your shoulders. We're here in our chair pose. If you'd like to draw those knees together, you can. For my Ashtangis, feel free to do so. Just take a second, feel that weight sink in towards your hips and your heels. On that exhale, let's forward fold. Take your flat back, plant your hands, let's step it back, and we flow it out. We're gonna stay in our downward facing dog. So if you're in downward facing dog, let's stay here. Collectively, we're gonna take 2 full breaths. And as we prepare ourselves for our Sun Salutation B, we're going to sweep up that right leg. Let's bend the knee, open it out for a 3-legged dog here. And let's bring that foot through and frame the hands. So maybe you'd like to come down onto your knee and bring that foot through and frame the hands and then come up. Or maybe you'd like to draw that foot in, draw in the knee, and bring it up. Let's come up. We're going to take a warrior 1. Spin that back foot. Open the arms up overhead. Bend into your front knee. You got this. On that exhale, let's open out warrior 2. Keep that bend right over the front knee where we just see that big toe. Sit up. Bend. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, we windmill those hands down. Step it back. We can flow it out or push back to downward facing dog because we have to do the same thing on the opposite leg. Remember, it's the breath that carries you. Once you're in your downward facing dog, get comfortable in that right foot. Bring it to the center and let's lift up the left. Bend the knee open. Maybe even look underneath that underarm. And we bring the foot through, frame the hand. Again, you can always bring that back knee down. We're going to pivot on that back foot, 45 degrees. Let's come on up. Keeping that bend into that front knee. Open up through your hips. Let's exhale, open out warrior 2. Readjust. We're gazing right over that front ring finger. Draw the back hand down, reverse your warrior. Keep that bend into your front knee. Windmill your hands down. We step it out. We flow to our downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Maybe you accept the fact that you're done with chaturangas for the day, and that's all right. We're going to come back to our chair pose, so gaze towards your hands. Walk, step, or jump. Let's come back and sit in our chair. Breathe. On that exhale, we're going right back into it. So we have 2 more just like that. Forward fold. You got this. Take a flat back, plant the hands, step it back, and we flow it out to our downward facing dog. Let's start by lifting that right leg. Bend the knee, open it out. Bring the foot through, frame the hands. Pivot on that back foot. Open up, warrior one. Keep that bend into that front knee. Let's open it out, warrior two. You got this. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, let's windmill the hand down. Step it back. We flow it out. We got to do the same thing on the opposite leg. Take your breath in your downward facing dog. Sweep up the opposite leg. Bend it open. Bring it through, frame the hand. Pivot on the back foot. Come up, warrior one. Let's open out, warrior two. Let's reverse our warrior. Who's getting one? Exhale, let's windmill the hands down. Step it back, flow it out. Let's meet here in downward facing dog. Take a breath. Gaze up towards your belly. Tuck your chin into your chest. Let's take our forward fold, walk, step, or jump to the top. Let's come back and sit in our chair. Come back to your breath. We have one more just like that. On that exhale, forward fold. Take your flat back. Is it getting easier for you? Let me know. Step it back, flow it out. Push back, downward facing dog. And instead of taking our three-legged dog, we're just gonna lift that foot up. Bring it through. Frame the hands. Pivot that foot. Open it up, warrior one. Let's open out to warrior two. Keep that bend into the knee. Don't cheat. This is the last one. Inhale, let's reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Let's step it back so we can do our last leg. Last one. Let's go ahead and lift up that opposite leg. Bring it through, frame the hands. Pivot on that back foot. Warrior one. Open out, warrior two. Keep that gaze right over that front ring finger. Let's reverse. Windmill the hands. We're going to step it back. Flow it out. Push back, downward facing dog. Gaze up towards the belly. Gaze towards the hands, walk, step, or jump. Let's come back to our chair. Take a second, let that sink in. And then let's bring ourselves to stand in our mountain pose. Ooh, let's shake that out. I'm getting warm. I don't know about you. All right. I want you to bring yourself a little bit further back to the middle of your mat. Go ahead and give it a rock from side to side. Let's start to bring our arms around, let them swing. Bring it right back to center. And I want you to heel toe your feet out, nice and wide. Let's start to sink. Bring our hips all the way down our Malasana squat. Maybe here is the sink. Accept it. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can bring those hips all the way down to the ground. Feel free to do so. Maybe take those hands in towards the thighs. We can press the thighs away. Bring the hands to heart center. Just take a moment here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring those hands behind us. Have a seat on your mat. Place your feet out in front. We're going to take those feet out nice and wide. Give it a rock from side to side. Just letting your knees stay down for a second and look away from your knees. Take it right back up, over to the opposite side. And let's gently bring those knees up. We're going to heel toe those feet together. Butterfly out your knees. Come up to a nice comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Just give yourself a second to come back to that breath. That was a flow today. We're going to bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, turn towards one side, look behind you. Gently bring it back up to center and over towards the opposite side. And let's gently bring those arms up. We're going to take our thighs, close it up like a book. Give it a little rock from side to side. And let's lower ourselves all the way down onto our backs. Bring your knees into your chest. Give it a simple rock from side to side on your back. We're going to lower down our right leg, hugging in our left. Let's cross that knee over the body, supine twist. Look away from your knee. Take that back hand out to a T or goalpost, depending on your space. Let's gently bring it back in. Gently swap out the legs, so hug in the opposite leg and lower down the knee you had in. Give it a rock from side to side. And let's cross that knee over the body. Gently look away from your knee. Placing that hand on the thigh. Let's gently bring that knee back into our chest. We're going to bend both knees, setting up for our bridge pose. Let's counteract all of those forward folds that we did. Walk those heels in. Fingertips can come down towards the heels. Toes track forward. Press into the feet. Let's lift our hips up. Breathe. Relax your head. Relax your shoulders. See if you can press up a little bit higher. If you'd like to press those elbows into the mat, you can do that as well. Hands or elbows, whatever feels comfortable. And on that exhale, let's slowly release the hips down. Lower back coming in contact with the mat. Give the knees a rock from side to side. We're going to set up one more time. So bringing those knees to center. Toes track forward. Walk your heels in. Let's press into the feet. Lift the hips. See if we can press up just a little higher. And on that exhale, let's slowly lower all the way down. We're going to hug our knees into our chest. Give it a rock from side to side. And let's slowly release our feet down nice and long. Give yourself permission to do whatever pose that feels good for you before we bring ourselves to our final pose, our Shavasana. To close out our practice, coming back to that intention word, maybe we accepted that we weren't able to do everything, and that's all right. This is a practice, it's not a perfect. We don't always show up every single day perfect. Just as we accept people and the world for how it is, we do have to accept some things in ourselves. And when we accept, maybe we can make some change. So take a moment here, release the tension in your feet, soften your knees and glutes, melt your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and soften your eyes. Come back to your breath. And we're going to take the next 2 breaths in stillness and in silence. And as gently as we came into our practice, we start to invite movement and awareness, wiggling fingers and toes. Let's hug one knee into our chest, and then both knees come in. Let's gently roll over to one comfortable side. Gently cradle your head. And let's go ahead and press up into any comfortable position. We gently take those hands to heart center with our thumbs to our chest. And I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. Thanking your body for showing up and supporting you in the practice today. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey and your day. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were here. Remember to tell a friend so we can keep this thing going, all right? Until next time, namaste. All right. I hope you're having a great holiday season. I know this season can bring up so much emotions, feelings, grief, hurt, anger, joy, pain, all of it, all the feels. So I hope that you're protecting yourself during this holiday season. Take that extra time to pour into you. Even if you need to take a second, take a breath, start gratitude journals, start to write, all the things, all right? I thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like. And remember to tell a friend to tell a friend. My hair all over the place, but it's all right. I thank you so much for being here, and I cannot wait to practice with you again. All right? Thank you, thank you. All right, I see, you know what? My moderators, and hey, come with the plate. My new moderator, I thank you so much. You know, you on it. You're on it. I thank you. Thank you so much. So, all right, we got a couple new people on here. Hello, Mary. Hello to Lisi, I think. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Um, it's it's a joy to be here. I appreciate it. We have one more live class for the year before we close out, and then of course my tradition. I like to come in and do a pop-up live to give you a behind the scenes of how the year went for me. And I like to do that. So that'll be at the end of the year. I always pop up and just show up on the live. All right. So I thank you so much. I will see you one more live time before the end of the year. All right. Until next time.